The all-new 22 Civic, now on sale at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Good morning. It is Friday, August 20th. We've made it more than halfway past the month.
Yep.
And it's hot. Careful.
Yep. Yeah, it's like,
careful.
You can kind of feel it coming off the monitor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days, but here we are again, another heat advisory. It begins right about now if you're watching live at 9 a.m.
How about that?
It's going to run through the big duration of the day, as long
Yes.
as the sun's up.
Now, the good thing is Dr. Steve says the National Weather Service, he thinks has gotten a little overzealous
Sure.
with it. So, yes, while it is important to take this seriously, if you're spending time outside, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're checking the back seat for kids and pets and really important things. It's not going to be as hot as when you hear heat advisory, right? So again, it's our friends along the coast in Houma, New Orleans that you really got to worry about. I mean, it's still going to be hot, so just be careful.
And actually, he was talking about into the weekend. As you look at Saturday and then Sunday, and there you see it. He's talking about Sunday potentially being the worst of these days. Look, it is South Louisiana in the summer months, so we kind of know what to get used to. But even when we're used to it, it still kind of smacks you in the face real quick. And if you're out there for any duration of time, I got some yard work to do on Sunday. Johnny says he's going to do his on early Saturday.
He's taking volunteers.
Exactly right. So yeah, just be careful out there because hot and hotter.
Yes. This morning, you know who was hot? Baton Rouge Fire Department as they dealt with this.
It's working some big flames.
Yes, some good news here though. So you may have seen this around 4:30. Our cameras caught it around 4:15, 4:30. Big flames coming out on the side of the interstate. If you're coming off the bridge into Baton Rouge and you maybe saw some smoke or flames near Tiger Stadium, well, your eyes were not deceiving you.
Yeah, it's Colorado Street, kind of near East Washington. So yeah, that would be, if you're familiar with the area, north of LSU. And typically the brightest thing out there at that point in the morning is Tiger Stadium when they got it all lit up. Now it's a good ways away from that, but it's in between the interstate and LSU. And so those are two landmarks that you would put that in between. We were out there this morning. One of the great things that you talked about, no injuries, but investigators are saying this looks to be arson. Yeah,
so they are investigating the scene right now. From what we are understanding, the scene is clear. They were watching out for hot spots, but the fire was out. But right now the investigation continues as to who started the fire.
Exactly. We've had a few of these arson, we've had a few arsons in our area recently. But we'll update you on this one when we hear more. Crime Stoppers, if you know anything, get them going in the right direction. Happening today, expecting the governor to speak at 1:30.
Yeah, he's giving us an update on how the state is responding to COVID. Yesterday we saw about 5,500 cases positive in Louisiana, 58 more deaths. So we're today anticipating an update on everything from vaccines to what percentage of the state is now vaccinated, how testing is going to be rolled out, especially as LSU starts up next week. We still don't know who's joining the governor to talk. We just know for certain 1:30 he's going to be live on here, WAFB Plus.
Kind of a weekend recap of where we've been and a look ahead to the weekend, kind of setting us up for all that. We'll carry it for you, obviously update you later newscasts, as Liz mentioned, WAFB.com and the 9 News app. Something else happening today, and this is some good stuff as we kind of get through it. I want to make your way over to the WAFB calendar. It's actually in the community section, and then you can find the calendar, and all you got to do is kind of scroll down and find the 20th. Hello, the 20th. Hello. And there's a couple of food box giveaways.
Yes, the Salvation Army, starting at 10 a.m., they are giving away dry goods, canned goods, and an assortment of drinks at 10 a.m. at their Airline Highway facility. But that's not the only one. If you want to pair that maybe with some fresh produce, head on over to the YMCA, the capital area. They're partnering with a number of other local organizations to give away fresh produce.
This one on Foster?
Yes, at 11 a.m. at the YMCA there on Foster, AC Lewis YMCA. And again, just pair that together. And if you know someone who may need this, know a family who might be struggling to cook that weekend meal, let them know about that because it's free. It is drive-through style, but it is first come, first serve.
This is such a great place to put all this. You guys can actually populate this whole thing, this calendar section, under the community section of the 9 News app and WAFB.com. It really is such a great way to get the word out about events, and some big ones right there. Something that we were talking about earlier this morning as well, Southern University, A.W. Mumford Stadium. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that name.
Yes.
But the field itself never had a name. Kind of like Skip Bertman Field at Alec Box Stadium. Well, this is just field at A.W. Mumford. that may change.
So why not put a name in front
That
of
may
it?
change.
The Southern University system meeting this morning to talk about a number of things that relate to the Southern University system
This
because
is
they've
them.
got schools across the campus.
Yep.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine a Pete Richardson field with A.W. Mumford Stadium?
Yep.
How does that sound? That's one of the things that will come up for conversation today, and you can watch the meeting live happening now, it appears.
Yes, exactly. This is their YouTube page, and they're kind of going back and forth between some of the cameras, and they'll take you to kind of a wider shot of the whole boardroom there. But that's one of the topics they're talking about.
Big
we
deal.
Soon, well, that's the thing. I mean, just an iconic name.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that name. So may we soon have Pete Richardson Field at A.W. Mumford Stadium? I think probably. I think probably, which would be kind of
If you want to watch it for
Yeah.
yourself with sound,
That's
go
it.
ahead and find that story on the 9 News app. Thank you, Bria
promise.
Gremion.
It has a
It's
tag.
there.
It has a little talk.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things Southern
Oh
going
my
on right
gosh.
now.
Yes.
What a weekend they got planned.
Fan Fest. So Callie Hubbard spoke with Roman Banks to talk about this exciting event. So they weren't able to do Fan Fest this year. We weren't able to have a normal football season. So this year, as a return to normalcy, they're hosting Fan Fest. It's outside. This is your first chance to hear the Human Jukebox. The first time you'll get to see the players in action as they have a scrimmage. You'll be able to get autographs from the coaches and athletes.
Yeah.
It's just really exciting that we can do all of this again.
It's kind of fun to be able to get back. We just got to do
Yeah.
it safely, do it as safely as we can, so we can have at least some of this. And it's not even just football. You can have all the fall sports out there. Student athletes signing autographs, kind of getting around, mingling,
Yeah.
and then as you mentioned, the scrimmage at A.W. Mumford at 10 o'clock as the blue and gold get ready for the season to begin, like in a week and a day from now. That's right around the corner. So
Yeah.
it leads me to
2
believe.
weeks in a day?
2 weeks in a day.
2
I said a
weeks
week
in
in a day. You're right. So you know what?
I was like, wait, are we already in September?
Every moment, I am lucky that Liz Coe is in my life.
It goes
She
both
keeps
ways.
me on track.
It goes both ways.
But we should have a sports special coming our way, shouldn't we?
Yeah. In fact, our Kevin Baptiste has worked really hard along with some of our new staff to put together Southern Jaguars back on the bluff, and they've worked really hard on
Yeah,
putting
really
this
have.
together. They've spoke with fans, they've spoke with the coaches and athletes about what it means to have this season, to come together and to have somewhat of a quote-unquote normal football season for a fan base that loves its team.
This is, when you talk about Jag Nation, look, all teams have fans,
Yeah.
right? But there's something so community-driven about this team that when you get up there, you can feel it. And so when you talk about getting back on the bluff, back on the prowl, they had one home game in spring season. Remember
Yeah.
the crazy spring season after everything got delayed? One home game. They are scheduled for 6 home games.
How good
in
does
the
that
fall.
sound?
I mean, really back on the bluff, right?
For fans who love tailgating, who
Yeah,
love
all that
pre-gaming
stuff.
and all of that
Yeah, all
for
of
the
it.
Southern Jags, it's going to be exciting.
It is.
Y'all remember how good it felt to beat Grambling? Yeah, let's do it again.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
fun? We got to get to that game.
Yeah.
And before we even get to that, you get to do
Yeah.
all of this stuff on the bluff. So yeah, again, it is tomorrow night, 6:30. Our Kevin Baptiste is going to be hosting that for you, taking you through the blue and gold as they get ready for the season.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Yep.
I don't know how many people know, but do you know what started yesterday up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania?
Little League Baseball.
Little League Baseball World Series.
And when you think about Little League Baseball and Louisiana, who
Right.
do you think about?
Well, honestly, you got to think about River Ridge, right? The East Bank crew out of New Orleans, who in 2019 became the first team from Louisiana to win the whole
Oh,
thing.
that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get goosebumps thinking about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just what a magical ride. Now, here's the thing: didn't have the tournament last year,
Right.
Right. So this is the first year they're getting back at it. River Ridge didn't make it, but another team from Louisiana did.
Oh, I believe it is
Well, it's a team from Lafayette.
Yes.
And they played their first game is today. There's 4 games yesterday
Yeah.
in day 1, but 4 first games today.
Yeah.
They're matching up with South Dakota. It's going to be 4 o'clock our time. You can watch it on ESPN.
That's big time.
It is big time.
Big time. They're
is fun.
on ESPN. You get to see a Little League Louisiana team on ESPN.
And look,
That's awesome.
if you got nothing else to do all day, you can just set it right there on the mothership,
Come on.
ESPN, and just watch nothing but Little League Baseball. They got 4 games today. Each one of them
Yeah.
scheduled for about 2 hours. They get going at like 11 o'clock, and they just run it. But it's something. There's just something fun about kids and the love of the
Yes.
game and the passion. And you may notice not as many fans out there, obviously going on. They have
COVID.
friends and family, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, and which actually allows them to spread out a little bit. The berm actually behind some of the stadiums
Come
is just like
on.
the ability to slide down those
Yeah.
things on the cardboard, which
You
is
might have the
tradition.
siblings rolling down.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's anyway. So yeah,
That's
Louisiana
awesome.
has a team back. They swept through the regional. I mean, they were just terrorizing
Yeah.
teams from like Texas. Won the state tournament, won the regional, on to the Little League World Series. 4 o'clock today.
We're
ESPN.
cheering you on
Game
from
one.
here,
Game
from
one.
home.
It'll be fun.
That's
It'll be fun.
awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
What else you want to do? Tease it?
Yes.
There you go.
Well, if you're looking for some weekend plans, our Donald Fountain is lining up everything for you in Louisiana Weekend. That airs right here on WAFB Plus, so a lot of things coming up today on the Plus.
Yeah.
You've got him outlining the weekend and what your weekend plans may entail if you still haven't figured out those weekend plans ahead of football season. So join him at 3 o'clock live on WAFB Plus.
So much going on. And it's
Too much.
Well, and so many places and so many things and so many events and so many people are finding ways to still make things happen while staying as safe
That's the goal.
as we can. Exactly,
Yeah.
as we can. There are ways we can do this. If we all just figure out how to work together on it, we can actually get out and do some of these things.
That's it.
All right there.
3 o'clock right here.
There you
In
go.
the meantime, please stay cool.
Yeah.
And just know, it's going to be another hot weekend, but we will take it.
There you go.
Yes. Have a great day and a weekend.